this whole Raja Jackson situation with the wrestler Psycho Stu. This story's been stewing for about a week now. Everyone's weighed in on it. Absolutely everybody. I went down the rabbit hole a little bit. I mean, I looked into it for a couple hours and I got 5 pages of like keynotes of things that I'm going to go over. A lot of this stuff you guys already know. Quinton Rampage Jackson has basically been live streaming the entire time since this happened. I'm sure he was live streaming before too. I didn't know that he was doing this live stream thing. I'm not like fully submerged in the wrestling scene, especially not the indie wrestling scene. I heard Kevin Nash's take on the whole situation, and he was just cut and dry with a lot of it. He basically just called Raja Jackson a mark. And before I get into all, I'll just running through a lot of these points that I've taken down, I want to say that Raja Jackson lost his mother. Like, his mother was at a young age, and a lot of people aren't talking about that. How far in are we here? Might have to censor that out. But he's definitely dealing with some trauma from that for sure. Yeah, the story is just not good. That does not excuse anything that Raja does. As like, people are saying he's a kid, he's an adult, he's 25 years old. But it definitely adds a sad aspect to an already sad story. I've seen Stu done a couple videos now, at least one video, looking pretty damn rough, still smiling, says a lot for his character. Obviously, the entire internet's blowing up on this, and Raja Jackson's catching some heat. Most people are saying he should already be locked up. People are calling for like 30, 40 years. I don't know about all that, but he is definitely going to get some time, I would hope. Now we're 7 days into the situation and he still hasn't been arrested. And I saw a promotion, like some kind of marketing thing for him to go to another indie wrestling show. Hopefully that was some Chat GPT and it's not official, but I heard it was official. Let me know in the comments if anyone's heard anything about that, if that's for real or not, because hot damn, that ain't right. If he's doing that, that's crazy. I'm hoping that it was just some kind of crazy like PR AI shit that somebody just pulled out of their back pocket. But yeah, he's already booked to do another indie wrestling show. Yeah, like I said, he lost his mom at a young age. We're gonna run through this, and yeah, like I got so much to talk about here, so some of them I'm just gonna touch on because they're not as important. Yeah, all right, so you guys already know what happened. Raja Jackson got hit by Psycho Stu with a prop can or a real empty can, either way. Now, this is where everything is like kind of hazy and foggy and people are saying this or that or who's to blame. I want to say right away that there's definitely, it seemed like there was a bit of a setup that happened. Kevin Nash called Raja a mark, straight up. Now, watching the video play out, the initial like hit with the can, it definitely looked like it was set up and rehearsed. Could they have been trying to like drag Raja into like some kind of a storyline to get his, you know, him being Quinton Rampage Jackson's son, to get his name working within the, you know, the company. They had already done a meeting the day before to try to get, you know, Raja and Rampage Jackson doing some kind of a deal with Kick and with the wrestling promotion, but things didn't quite work out. And then the next day Raja showed up. They'd still made a deal with Raja to show up and do something. And then this thing with the can happened. So without knowing anything behind the scenes, the way that I just broke that down tells you like there's something fishy going on there. But then Stu made up, apologized, said, sorry, I don't know you're a worker. I think that like The only shade I'm going to throw in Stu's direction whatsoever is that I believe that he did know exactly who Rajah Jackson was. He knew he wasn't a worker, and they were trying to drag him into something. And that's not even it, though, but there's more. Like, because you got the cowboy hat dude who was fired, who went on his tirade saying how his life is ruined now, but he did actually apparently get fired from his 9-to-5 job as well as his wrestling job. So he is going through it, but he stood there and did nothing while that whole thing went down. He stood right behind Stu. It would have been as easy as this, just for him to catch Stu's hand. Because if we're to compare those two wrestlers, the guy with the cowboy hat against Psycho Stu, apparently they had some kind of a beef too. What a coincidence, right? So he's literally standing over the shoulder of Psycho Stu. So he could have prevented all of this. He could have stopped it. I believe he knew it was going to happen. This school and the Knox Pro, this wrestling organization, they do a lot of drinking a lot of the time. By a lot of the time, I mean all of the time. So Psycho Stu was probably also intoxicated, but that does not give Rajah Jackson a pass to pass judgment on him getting hit with a can. And it wasn't the actual incident of him getting hit with the can, as everybody knows. I haven't even got a chance to start running through this because I'm starting to get excited about it. It's crazy. But it was the fact that his chat got him fired up. It was his chat in the Kick live stream talking shit to him, calling him a bitch, saying that he got punked by a bunch of guys in tights. That's what set him off. He said, I ain't no bitch. Oh, man. It's not funny, but I can't help but laugh because he literally... Yeah. There's no way that Rajah Jackson comes out of this without getting all sorts of heat. He's cooked. He is absolutely cooked. Like financial damages, oh yes. And I don't see there's any way in hell that he doesn't do some time for this. Now anyways, the GoFundMe is well over $200,000 now for Psycho Stu. I've never done a link for a GoFundMe on one of my videos, but I will try to put that in the description for the video. I'll try to put the link in there. And for a while there were a couple fake ones too. Damn that. So yeah, I took a bunch of notes here. I'm gonna run through them. Big John McCarthy, he said 20-something unanswered blows. That's attempted murder. It's not though, but we'll get to that. He was definitely out on the initial slam. Like that slam was no joke. He was out cold. He was told to get his receipt. Big John McCarthy says he got, Big John said it's one shot. A receipt's one shot. He says he got gaslit by his chat. And yeah, so the point that I just read here that I wrote is just the same thing that I just touched base on. There's a lot of discrepancies with the blame and the communication and whether or not this was pre-planned, premeditated within the fight, like the Knox Pro Wrestling, or whether or not this was all super organic. It really did not look organic. And if you're looking at the co-owner there, the greaseball, who's saying you're going to get yours, you're going to get your payback, he doesn't look surprised by any of this. He's smiling. They're all smiling. This is all just falling into place for a couple people who had this worked out. And I believe, what was his name? The cowboy hat. Doesn't matter. Something Mana. I believe he was heavily involved in the whole planning, the whole situation. And that's why he's so pissed, because I believe he did. He definitely got the short end of the stick, and yeah, he was the scapegoat for that group of people. More's going to come out on that, definitely, but I know there's something there, and it's big. If it's the root of how this actually went down, there will be somebody else they will be taking some blame and they will be getting some charges pressed against them. No doubt in my mind. Yeah, Psycho Stu, as like I said, I know a lot of you guys already know a lot of this stuff, but he did choke on his own blood, several of his own teeth. It looked like when he was smiling in the picture from the hospital that he had lost like half of his teeth and half of his mouth. Rampage Jackson, Quentin Jackson's been getting a lot of racist death threats and all sorts of stuff, to which he came back and did a video to change his identity. I thought it was funny, but my sense of humor is not the cleanest. Rampage Jackson's catching a lot of flack on how he's handling this situation. He did come out and do like a couple of clean PR posts on social media, but since then has just basically been live streaming and trying to make light of it, and you can't blame him for that. And those of us that have watched Rampage Jackson through a lot of his career, we're sure that he's going through it right now. Of course, it's his son. He loves his son. He feels some responsibility as a father, whether he'll put that out there publicly or not. We're sure of that, right? It's just not a good situation whatsoever. Psycho Stu is a military vet. Everybody knows that. He definitely had PSTD. He did a lot of videos doing promotion for Knox Pro Wrestling, talking about how the company had basically helped him as a veteran to kind of to get stability to merge back into society. So he was probably one of the best in company promoters that company had ever. I don't know how there hasn't been an arrest made yet, because absolutely every part of this leading up to, beforehand, I bet you they even have the meeting the day before is probably even on video. Okay? There's so much of this. It's all like 99 point something % of everything that happened in this situation is on video, and it's out there for the public. There were a lot of content creators and a lot of uploaders that put that footage out right away, and I'm like, doesn't this go against YouTube regulations? And it just kept coming and coming and coming. I'm like, I'm gonna ride this storm out a little bit before I put a video out, and I'm not touching that footage with a 10-foot pole. It's too much. I'm just a little channel. I can't afford no heat. But this story is just insane. Yeah, he jackhammer slammed Stu on the back of his head. Like, that impact was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. And everyone around the ring who was a part of what was supposed to be a little bit of a get back and then a breakup, he had that music going. That's that shit I don't like. And, people are playing that clip too. And I'm like, the music, the violence, what are you guys doing? But, the jackhammer slam, he was out cold on that slam. And then, so many people are saying it's 23 shots, it's 26 shots. It doesn't matter. It was too many. Like, people are saying anything over 1 or 2 shots and you go, oh, he's out cold, my bad, Anything after that is atrocious. And they had no history, these two guys, except for the one incident. So, everybody knows that this is overkill, heavily. But seriously, I love Rampage Jackson. Most of us do, within the MMA fight community and around the world. He's world renowned, world loved. But his son done did it, man. So the live response to this event was absolutely atrocious. And if you watch the clip back, you can see a guy lying under the bottom rope, sitting there watching it, just doing nothing. Like it's a part of the fucking act, and it wasn't. It was not a part of the story. And you're a wrestler. You do this for a living, and you just watch one of your coworkers, so-called friends, get knocked unconscious with one of the craziest jackhammer slams ever that does not occur in that ring, because that was a real slam, meant to do damage. And then when he started punching him while he was unconscious, the guy just laid there. And I watched him just sit there and lay there, didn't move, didn't roll, didn't start coming in to help, nothing. The response was brutal. It was horrible. One page down. Chael's responses were brutal. I forgot about that. Yeah. Chael Sonnen being Chael Sonnen, he kind of, he tried to make a lot of light on the situation, and a lot of people got upset about it. The Scaling Up podcast, check that out. I'm not sure if the guys that do the Scaling Up podcast, I'm not sure if like Doug's in that himself or if they just had Doug on, but the guy with the pink hair that did the initial breakup that ended up saving Stu's life, he was on the Scaling Up podcast, and it was great to hear from him. He did another video also from some heavy machinery that he was in, talking about like how it kind of affected him a couple days after the event. And yeah, he's definitely messed up from it. Stu got broken facial bones. He'd lost all memory of the event initially, but he is getting some memory back now. They're saying, the family is saying, like, they'd probably be saying that for legal reasons regardless. Because, yeah, anyways. Choked on his own blood, lost a lot of teeth, and he was on a breathing tube initially while in hospital. And in critical condition. Like, this was no joke. The attack was atrocious. It was brutal. Doug made eye contact with these other wrestlers, like I was just talking about, ringside, who chose to remain on standby as Stu was mauled while out cold. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, while I was watching that guy on the TV, under the bottom rope, Doug, that wrestler, the guy, whatever his last name, I'll find it here, but he saved that guy's life. He saved Stu's life. While everyone else just stood there. Did nothing. It was crazy. Doug was one of the ones who was told to keep an eye on the situation because he does have some MMA experience. And he felt like he was kind of used like a little bitch. But they wouldn't give him any proper information on when the event was going to happen, when in the night it would go down. He was given a little bit of backstory on everything, but he had no clue what he was walking into. And he kept asking for more information and when this was going to go down, and they just said, just be on standby, just be ready. It was a complete joke. It was a total setup. Anyone thinking that Nox Pro is not heavily responsible and going to get a lot of the blame for this is absolutely crazy. You're crazy. There's so much shady shit in this. But a lot of these questions remain to be answered. Then yeah, once Doug realized that he was bleeding, he went after Raja. Yeah, like, so when Doug broke it up, Raja and Stu up, Raja was not going to stop. It was clear. And then when Doug intervened and got involved, Raja went after him and tried to double leg him, and Doug stuffed his takedown attempt, got him in the corner, and headbutted him. It was you can't see the full headbutt on the clip, but you can see the motion. And yeah, we saw Doug was split open there. He had some stitches apparently. And then yeah, I guess once Doug kind of got fired up, he was already tired from another match as well. He stated that. These guys work hard. Excuse me. He did try to go after Raja though. He was probably one of the guys in the group kind of going down the road with Raja after the incident happened when he fled the scene of the crime. And that's what it was. I'm not mincing up words here. Like, that was a fucking crime, straight up. People with Nox Pro were told not to comment on anything like within their social media that could be used as evidence in legal matters down the road. people were pretty upset about that, but at the same time, any corporation, any company, in any kind of legal situation, whether it's like this or of seriousness of another matter, they kind of, that's what you do. You don't want to say things that are going to get you in trouble legally. So that's kind of a standard email that would go out within a company. A lot of people have commented on that, Jesse on Fire being one of them, one of my favorite YouTubers. Shout out to Jesse on Fire. One of the crazy things people are talking about was Stu had been a part of this since day one. Like, he had been a part of Nox Pro since the beginning. And they just, that was it. they got no love for him. Because even when the co-owner was saying, you're going to go in there and get your get back. And he said, if they got a problem with it, if they all got a problem with it, he says, I'll come out there myself. What the fuck is that? And Kevin Nash was saying so many things like, why did none of the wrestlers go up to Stu after the initial incident happened and say, you're not going to actually get in the ring with that guy, are you? Because that's madness. So much shady shit went down. The wrestler Doug Rallo, not sure if that's how you pronounce his name, but that is what I got down. I believe he went as The Epic, was his stage name. He's left Nox, obviously. When this went down, there were kids in the crowd and kids like backstage, family members of the wrestlers that were crying. It was pure madness. You can hear kids screaming and crying in the video. You can hear it. It sounds dramatic. It sounds fucking crazy. Yeah, I don't know. Rampage Jackson did one video about how he feels bad about everything, like earlier on. Rampage Jackson's just catching way too much heat on this, and he doesn't know how to use his words properly when he gets fired up. But yeah, he did say that he hopes for Stu's forgiveness as a father, like from Stu down the road, but he's not sure, you know. He hopes to meet up with Stu at some point and talk to him. But he also dropped some pretty heated videos there in the last 24 to 48 hours, you know, basically saying, fuck y'all. So, Rampage is just tangled up in this. There's no way he's not going to be. With the current state of the internet and the way the internet is, people tie people to things. People are also you're going to know that he's not directly responsible for this. You know, Raja's his own man, but yeah, Rampage is heavily in the shit on this situation. He came out and called Guru a racist. He said Guru's racism shows, you know, Guru showed his racism or whatever he said, loosely quoted, but yeah, that was kind of a low blow. All he did was, what did Guru call Raja? He called him an untamed animal, whatever it was, an animal that needs to be caged up. He was kind of dancing around some words a little bit, but he definitely didn't get racist. So that was a heavy, heavy reach on Rampage's part there for sure. Yeah, there was even one stream Raja and Rampage did where Raja would not take any responsibility for what happened. He literally blamed the cameraman and said he kept filming and he kept streaming. So he knows what's up, but they're going to deal with that, you know. That's going to get worked out. Like, no. No, you fucked up. You almost beat a guy to death while he was unconscious. So you can leave your cameraman out of that shit. So you can leave your cameraman out of that because, yeah, that was crazy. He literally was talking to his dad, Rampage, saying, I do not take any responsibility for this. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? The kid's got some screws loose, obviously. But celebrity status be crazy because he's still walking around. It's crazy. yeah, I've already touched base on the guy with the cowboy hat. Whatever, Mana. AJ Mana, that's what it was. This video is running longer than I want it to, so I'm going to try to speed it up a little bit. Yeah. AJ Mana on a CT Fletcher interview, he said that the talent at that promotion had been getting drunk for years. That was, you can quote him for saying that. At least for 6 years, he said. AJ broke down crying in one interview after flipping out on everybody. I think everyone's seen that CT Fletcher interview. If not, you can search that and check it out. Roger said he was going to slam Stu and hit him until someone pulled him off of him. And he did exactly just that. There's so many times where Raja literally promised to do exactly what he did. And it's on video. He live streamed it. It's crazy. Everyone's in agreement that he should definitely be getting arrested and facing time. Everyone's flipping out now at this point that he hasn't been arrested. Everyone's tripping now. Yeah. People are saying the concussion that Raja might have got in his training session there a week ago or whenever it happened, a few days prior to the event or a week before the event, whatever it was, he took a pretty nasty spinning kick in training that clearly wobbled him and stunned him because he was streaming it like he always does. Not an excuse. Did he have a concussion? Probably. I'm just going to leave that at that because it's just a drop in the bucket at this point. Yeah, I watched Legal Mindset, a YouTube channel. You can search and check that out if you want to. But they basically said the premeditated, yes, attempted murder, no. So they went through all the legal technicalities and requirements of certain charges. And what they basically fell down on was he's going to get battery. He basically boiled it all down. There's no way he'll get premeditated murder or attempted murder. And there is, yeah, he boiled it all down. You can check that channel out, check that video out. And I agree with it after watching that video that he'll probably get heavy battery charges, which are minimal for federal, for criminal charges, but for civil charges, they will be massive for damages. The charges that he might get criminally will be minimal. But the damages and the money that he could make civilly is astronomical. So we could have the federal government go after Raja for criminal charges, and then we would hope that Stu's going to go after him for civil charges as well, which will be heavy. And yeah, I did like the one comment that Guru did where Rampage Jackson had uploaded a video from a bowling alley, or he was streaming from a bowling alley, and Guru was like, your son tried to kill someone and you're bowling with whores. You know, great fathering or whatever he said. I didn't write the exact quote down, but it was funny shit. Yeah, Guru did a great response to the being called a racist. And yeah, like I had already touched on, the last note that I took here when I went down the rabbit hole that day was that I found out that Raja's mother had been murdered while he was at a young age. So, yeah. The story just keeps going. People keep coming out with more opinions on it. Everyone thinks that he should be arrested at this point, myself included. At least book him in and figure the shit out. Like, what the fuck is going on? And damn, leave Rampage Jackson alone. Boy's gonna flip out, crash out, whatever the fuck you kids are calling it nowadays. Help me out. Click some buttons, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you guys. I'm out.